My name is Ciara Butts. I'm a senior at Virginia Commonwealth University. I will be earning my Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice with a concentration in Forensic Crime Scene Investigations and a minor in Human Resource Management. I chose VCU because I wanted a school where it was far from home but still close enough to home for family. I chose VCU because it's extremely and immensely diverse. I didn't want to go to an HBCU, and there's some family members that are going to get on my case about it, but I didn't want to go to an HBCU because I had lived around those of my complexion all my life, and I wanted something new. I wanted something different. I wanted to be able to learn about someone else's culture, and not just from a book. I wanted to be able to really feel and be around someone else who is from a completely different culture, and we can still bond about something. For example, there's a young lady on my rugby team. Her name was Hafsa, and her family was from Egypt, and she's my homegirl. That's like one of my best friends now, and that's the relationship that I was looking for, that I was really hoping to get from VCU. I wanted to be able to meet someone else and to bond with other people, and even if I didn't meet and become friends with these people, just to learn how to communicate with others from various cultures, just to prepare myself for the future. And VCU gave me some of that and some more. I chose to be a lawyer because, just for an example, a recent example, in a case where I was watching like World Star or something, and it was a video, and the caption said, "Man in San Francisco shot 20 times by police officers." And my first thought isn't to be angry. My first thought isn't to be outrageous and to say those are, racist cops. My first thought was to look at the system. And I watched the video, and my first thought was, why didn't they move in after they had shot this man 20 times? Why didn't they check to see if he had a pulse? Why didn't they check to see if he was okay? And that's something that's built into their systems, into their protocols, and that's where the change becomes. The change doesn't come from us being mad or upset about the situation. The change comes from looking at the systems and how they're carried out, and the policies and procedures behind those systems, and those who carry out those orders. Husband? No, but I wish that one thing that I could really come out with is to leave an impact on the minds of those who I work with. I think there's not a doubt that I will do great things in the community, and maybe even be admired by those in the community. But those who aren't of the same descent, I think they need a change of mind. I think they need a change of heart. And I think that I am the right person to show them that we aren't all the same, that we are successful, that we are Black excellence, and that we can exceed, and that we can succeed, and I think that's something that I really want to take away from this law school experience, is to really put my best foot forward and showing others that Black women got it going on. My faith is like the compass, not only in my career but in my life. My faith in Christ has led me to this career, and I trust that my faith in Christ will continue to lead me to the next stages. I don't believe that I would be here, not physically here, nor here in the stage I'm in my life, without my faith. I think that I would be very scared and afraid if I didn't believe in Christ, or if I didn't believe in something. And I think that my faith is really what has allowed me to blossom as a young lady, and will allow me to blossom as a professional lawyer. And I'm really looking forward to what God has in store for me in the next years and the next phases of my life, because I know it won't only be about law and being a lawyer, but it'll also be about doing whatever his will is. And if that's just helping people in any way that I can by using the degree that I have, then I'm up for the challenge. Family is important to me because family is first. Family is love, family is bond, and family is, for me, is more than just genetics or a family tree. My family is huge on both my mother and my father's side of the family, and while completely opposite, I love them in equal ways, and I feel the love in equal ways from both sides. And there's not a thing that I could think of right now that there's not a family member that I couldn't call that wouldn't provide it to me if it's something that I needed, or even in some cases that I just wanted, because they're family, because that's what family does. That's what I've always learned about family, and I think that family is the stability that we as humans need in our life. A lot of people have friends that they knew 5 years ago that they have no idea where they are now, but I can account for every one of my family members, and they can do the same, because family is forever. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful to have such a great and a reliable family. I would say my greatest inspiration is probably my mother. She's honestly, and I'm not even saying this to be biased, my mother has the greatest heart of any person that I know. She loves even those who hurt her, and I think that's one of the greatest things that I have to learn from my mother. I remember her calling me one day while she was in Florida, and she lives in a neighborhood where there aren't too many of these, and this guy was calling her all kinds of names because she had like parked in this parking spot or something simple, and calling her a colored girl, and and I was on the phone with her, and I was ready to go off, and she just responded so tenderly and loving to the older gentleman, and that's what I think that I strive most to do, is to respond to hate with love. And for that, my mother is hands down my biggest inspiration. In 10 years, I see myself as a JAG officer. ROTC was always something that was first on my mind. It was something I was heavily involved in high school and in the early stages of my college career. And I thought that things didn't work out in my favor in a negative way when I wasn't able to do ROTC after I sustained an ankle injury. It kind of just put me out of the game, and I thought that it was a bad thing, and I was very disappointed and very down about it. But I began to see that I didn't know I was going to go back to school at the time. I didn't know I was going to go to law school. So now I'm understanding that if I did continue with ROTC at that time, I wouldn't have this opportunity to become a JAG now and participate in the ROTC program in law school. So in 10 years, I see myself, I'm 22 now, so in another 3 years, I would have graduated from law school and commissioned in the military and practicing law and maritime law for the United States. And I think that's where I see myself comfortably in 10 years, because I know that by making myself uncomfortable in those first few stages of my career, I'll be very comfortable in the last leg. So my top 3 choices are George Washington University School of Law, which is in Washington, D.C. They are ranked about number 25, and their tuition for the total of the 3 years of attendance is about $200,000. The second and this isn't in any rank, but the second school is Wake Forest. They are ranked in the 30s, low 30s. They are located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Their tuition is about $135,000 for the 3 years of attendance, and they're offering me a very generous amount of scholarship, unlike the first school. So that's part of that weighs in on the decision. And my third choice is the University of Maryland, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. And my experience in Maryland was very good. I have a lot of family in Maryland, and yeah, those are the top three. University of Maryland costs about the same as George Washington, and it's really been difficult to pick. A lot harder than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like, okay, this is the school I'm going to, but now I'm just going to keep it on the hush until the party, and yeah, but it's kind of been a nail biter for me, and I'm the one who's making the decision. Just because I don't know, this is a huge decision. This is going to determine the next stage of my life. There are going to be some jobs that I won't get because of the school that I attend. There will be some jobs that I miss out on because I didn't attend a particular school. There'll be some jobs that I will get that will earn me twice as much as maybe I wouldn't have gotten at a different school. But they're all big factors that I'm looking at in making this decision. So it's definitely not been easy. So the school that I will be attending for the 2018-2019 school year is